Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII. We've left behind Saz and Vanille, and now it's time to have a look at this beautifully rendered city with way too many mechs. I don't know why they need this many mechs. But yes, meet another fan-favorite character much like Cid Raines. This is Director Roche, I believe his title is Director, I don't know. But yeah, people love him a lot. He's not really that important. What do I know? High five, sir. High five.
If we fail, our citizens pay the price.
But yes, as you can see, he's one of those characters who fights for dreams and honor and stuff. You know.
Task force reporting.
But yeah, we're going back to the good party. Lightning and Hope.
We can make it. Get to the station and board the train for Eden.
You think it's still running?
Well, if it isn't, we'll make it run.
Then punch straight into the heart of the sanctum? Now you're thinking like a fal'cie.
Well, this is Operation Nora.
Remember, this is Operation Nora, in case you forgot.
Sanctum's gotta pay too. Hey, you're the one who said we had to fight. Every minute we waste, we're tempting fate. There's some underground tunnels not far from here.
You see, she puts her hand over her heart. That means that she has one.
The entrance anymore, so even the army doesn't know about it. But I know where it is. We can sneak in under their noses.
Sounds good.
Great. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I'm sure only kids know about the things in this city. I'm sure that's how it works. Yes, welcome to Palom Pullum, which is almost a reference to Final Fantasy IV. Almost. Except that's supposed to be Palom and Porum. They never did retranslate it. It is technically Palom Pullum, but
Psychon's brought in the
maybe they mistranslated back in the day, and you know how people get about changing the good translations of the old Final Fantasy games.
Being seen.
You spoony bard.
The tunnel entrance is a little further up.
And they said there was no towns in Final Fantasy XIII. But yeah, towns work just like any other type of level in this entire game.
As we're fighting.
You just have to walk around. There's a sort of a pseudo stealth element here where you can sneak up on guards. Guards have pretty regular tunnel vision, so it's easy enough to get a preemptive strike on them. But this is definitely not a stealth segment by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, the enemies for this area are going to be your typical soldier types, with various types of guns and the like.
ready for the next fight.
Now, something to remember, because we haven't fought soldiers like this since the very start, but they can drop really useful items like Phoenix Downs, and also some other useful stuff. But we'll get to that later, I guess. But yeah, very, very easy to get a preemptive strike in this area. Actually, one of my more favorite areas, but yeah, I really like this area a lot because of the visual design. I really like how much effort went into creating a city here with like all these different little things about it, you know? Yeah. So this counts as an absurdly spacious sewer? I'm not sure. Oh good, holy water. I'm sure you'll use that a lot. That was sarcasm. That was a... What? He didn't notice me. He was running into a tube. Well. Yeah, sometimes they're just positioned in a way that you can't avoid them noticing you. kind of a problem with Final Fantasy 13. For all the freedom, quote unquote, they give you by letting you sneak up on enemies, more often than not, they're programmed to completely negate that. In fact, there was even a special type of enemy that would, in the Japanese version, was pretty much only defeatable because you could get a preemptive strike on it, so they've made it immune to preemptive strikes in the US version. Oh yes, this enemy. Avoid it. Do not start a fight with this. While it's technically possible to win, it's not worth it, and it's really hard. Why is it hard? It has a machine gun type attack, which will completely decimate one of your party members. Most likely lightning. And then if lightning dies, then it's game over. If you get Hope to start healing you at just the right time, then you can possibly survive, but definitely not the easiest thing to accomplish. It requires a lot of luck. And out of the city and into random floating platform land. So in other words, we're in a Mario game now. But even these, like, just generic little, like, basically dungeons have so much design to them compared to most other games out there. There's so many ornate details and stuff to it, which make it a lot more engaging to look at. But as I've mentioned so many times, that's where all the everything went. All the time, all the money.
I don't really know for sure.
We'll find out today.
I mean, if you try and get something that looks great and also actually has gameplay, then you end up with a development cycle like Final Fantasy XV.
Automated nutriculture. I think I remember learning about this in school.
So there is school. What do you learn in school, Hope? Tell me more. But I do like the actual acknowledgement that this is a world, that they would learn about some of this in school. God damn it. Yeah, these platforms move on their own, but you can call them back instantly by pressing a switch. Still kind of annoying when it just leaves right before you show up. I feel like a reflective surface like that would have at least a small reflection of lightning in it. I don't think the shadow would stay on top either. Oh well. Ah yes, these enemies. They're kind of like flans, but they're mecha flans. They're not much of a threat, but what they will do, they use rescue to heal each other. And this can lead to problems. They can start both healing each other, and then you sort of are stuck in a loop where they keep healing each other so you can't kill either of them. And they don't do any damage to you, so it's just sort of nothing. Luckily, when there's only two, it's pretty easy to deal with, but when you start getting big groups of them, then it just gets obnoxious. And also, they can team up with other enemies, and then it becomes kind of a pain. But then you just deal with the flatter first. Hey, the scale beast is back. Where is it? No, this is a new type of scale beast. You could be confused because, you know, it looks pretty much the same, but this is a Lucidon or Lucidon or something like that. They're a lot weaker, so they're a lot more manageable to deal with. They're pretty much the exact same otherwise, though. In fact, I'm not even sure if they're weaker or if you're just stronger now. I mean, Lightning and Hope is a drastically more viable team than Neil and Saz are. So who knows? But yeah, it just doesn't seem as potent as the scale beasts were. Still kind of a long, tedious fight. I'm glad I'm cutting these after the first one. That was actually pretty cool. Lightning dodged the laser thing by doing a backflip. Wish I could actually control that instead of it just being a cool thing that happened to happen while I was mashing X. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a lot more damage to it without it even being broken yet. Whatever it's called. Staggered. Break, stagger, and all the same, really. Okay, yeah, that's definitely weaker. I don't care how much weaker a party of Neil and Saz are. Still only 3 stars, huh. Well, that boat takes care of that, but yes. Now we can be introduced to a brand new fal'cie. Carbuncle, you know, that classic summon from Final Fantasy? This is how you're gonna get most of your classic Final Fantasy stuff, by the way. Random names.
Kill him and cut off the food supply. That'll make us popular.
Yeah, Carbuncle provides the food for everyone, apparently. You know, just like that. It really reflects its ability, doesn't it? Because Carbuncle would cast Reflect on the party.
Make for angry people.
You know, just like giving food to people. Pretty much the same.
Why don't we use that as a landmark?
I love that. Let's use that as a landmark. In case we get lost. This is such a maze after all. Just no way of knowing where you might end up. You might get all turned around, who knows? I mean, there's so many different directions that I'll stop. Getting deja vu yet? There's only so much time I can spend appreciating the highly rendered floating platform square, I'm sorry. Aren't you glad you didn't have to sit through that again?
Look at us. fal'cie, using a sanctum fal'cie to tell
Yeah, we totally are using that fal'cie to tell where we're going.
We've relied on them our whole lives. The food we eat, the light, and water.
So this is where one of the central conflicts of Final Fantasy XIII comes about.
I think
These people have been relying on fal'cie their entire lives for everything. They have ridiculously easy lives, basically. Because the fal'cie provide them food, shelter, heat, everything.
they protect us, nurture us, and take care of, well, normal people. They treat us like we're special. Almost like we're pets.
Dun dun dun! And like, oh my god, it all makes sense. I was actually a cat all along.
to them, we are just pets. That's it. Now it makes sense.
Now it all makes sense. This whole plot totally makes sense now.
So blind.
I've been so blind.
Into a fal'cie world.
I'm sure I've been eating out of a dish my entire life. I have a little collar that says lightning.
It's the only life I knew.
Oh my god.
When it was taken from me, I was
Remember when that happened?
without a master.
Feels like it was a lot longer ago than it actually was.
Had no purpose. Hope, listen to me.
So yeah, she somehow abstracted they treat us like pets into completely shattering her view on reality and
My future.
completely negating her will to fight and stuff.
Think. So I fought instead.
It's like, oh, they treat us like pets. Well, that just explains everything. I was trying to fight to avoid my problems. It's quite a leap of logic.
You got swept along with me.
Remember when that happened? That was such a long time ago, wasn't it?
But Lightning, I don't understand.
I don't understand how you made this leap in logic, Lightning.
Operation Nora is over.
What?
I...
No!
Now, it's actually kind of weird because a lot more of this has gone into detail if you read the summaries of the story, where it'll talk about how Lightning intended different things with her words and how she was disappointed with how Hope was reacting and stuff like that. And it's not really actually properly shown in the story. See you next time.